Hola my loves, how are you? Natumai mko salama. I have been doing very very well and welcome to another episode of Growth Reads with me, your girl Vikki, and today I'm doing chapter 2 of The Eleven Theory, a book written by Mel Robbins, and I am sharing everything that I have been learning from this book, especially as a young African woman. So let's get into it, right? The 11th Theory, like I've said, is a book written by Mel Robbins. By the way, if you haven't seen our episode 1 video, I'm going to link it in bio so that you can go and watch it as I dwell into chapter 2. So chapter 2 is called Getting Started, Let Them and Let Me. And chapter 2 does focus a little bit on friendships, and I think I'm going to also talk about that in a little bit. So, bit of background story. Mel opens up the book by sharing a story that one day she was seated in her living room, scrolling through her phone like most of us do, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you scroll. And amidst her scrolling, she sees that some of her girlfriends went out on a trip without her, a weekend away. And she starts reading the captions, starts scrolling past the photos, and they seem to have had a lot of fun. And that's good. People deserve to have a lot of fun, right? But then she feels a certain way. She feels rejected because what do you mean they went on a trip without me and they didn't invite me? I thought I was part of the group friendship thingy. And so she starts feeling bad about herself. She starts to question herself and go like, did I do something wrong? What happened? Are they mad at me? Oh my God, I need to find out. I need to fix this. They can't just be going places without me. If I did something wrong, I want to fix it so that we get it together and get it going. And so her husband goes like, but you guys are not that close anymore. And she goes like, yeah, you're right. We're not that close anymore. But let's get into it because this is where she goes like, yeah, we're not that close anymore. And I feel like that happens to the most of us, right? Or at least it has happened to me. People go, they hang out without you. You're scrolling past their stories on all the fun things they did, the photos they did as a group, and you're feeling left out like, oh my God, I wish it was me. I wish I was there. I wonder why they didn't call me. I wonder what went on. And we have two scenarios of people, by the way. There's those who feel sorry for themselves, like Mel, and start saying like, what did I do wrong? I should fix this. I should call them. Are they mad at me? And then there are those who go like, they make people the villain in their story. I can't believe they did that. I always knew they were jealous of me. I always knew they didn't like me. I always knew you always knew what? You always knew what, my friend? You knew nothing. But we have like those two scenarios that happen. I don't know if you guys get them, but for me I kind of feel like usually it's one of two ways. It's one of like you did something wrong and now they don't want to be friends with you, or the other side of like they are so bad and you always knew they are so bad and they don't like you, and so on and so forth. And so Mel almost got into a place where she wanted to call and reach out and all that. And then when Chris, her husband, now reminds her that you guys are no longer close anymore, and yeah, they can go on the trip or whatever, and that's where she says, oh my God, let them. And I want to break it down a little bit. The reason she felt the need to kind of call and reach out and ask questions was because she first of all wanted control. That's what most of us want. Like, we fear being forgotten. First of all, we fear that we are not the ones who made things happen. They're not the ones who organized the trip. Hell, we weren't even part of it. We weren't even invited. And we fear missing out. We fear that we are not accepted. We fear that we are not loved. And so that's the illusion of groups. And that's why you need to be very, very intentional with yourself. Because I feel like people get into a space where they're running and competing against each other and always wanting to be involved. And we have a fear of missing out on life and on things that are happening. But imagine you're doing life as an individual, excuse me. But imagine you're doing life as an individual. You see, trying to control things and people gives you an illusion of safety. We believe that we can protect ourselves from pain, disappointment, and rejection. So you see, the minute you start picking up your call and calling them and trying to fix things, if, for example, if you're one of the people who make yourself a victim, or rather, you start feeling sad and sorry for yourself, and you start saying, what did I do wrong? Maybe I should reach out, find out, apologize. Sometimes we even apologize for things that we didn't even do. So you're like, oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry if I did anything wrong. Please invite me next time. I don't want to be part of it. Because that gives you an illusion of safety. It gives you're trying to protect yourself from pain, from disappointment, and from rejection. And that happens to the most of us, especially with friendships. It's easier for you to believe that you did anything wrong than for you to believe the truth that maybe those people don't like you as much anymore. Maybe they didn't want you involved. Maybe they've fallen out with you. We'd rather, because accepting such things comes with accepting some level of pain, some level of disappointment, some level of rejection, you see, and we don't want that. So it's easier for us to try and control the situation from the other end so that we give ourselves the illusion of safety. And so the truth is that trying to control people doesn't loosen our fears, it amplifies them. You become more anxious and stressed out. Like in that case, you become more anxious that maybe your friends will go and do things without you. They'll never invite you to things. They'll never invite you to gatherings. You're going to miss out on weddings. You're going to miss out on having kids together. You're going to miss out on so many things. And then you're like, oh my God, I don't want to miss out on that. And sometimes I also feel like groups amplify something more than when it's an individual. You get what I'm saying? So human beings are social creatures by nature, and so when something is done in a group setting, it's easier for that thing to be truth than when it's done by an individual. So when it shows a group looks like they had a lot of fun from their pictures, you tend to think that everyone else is happy and you're not, which is not necessarily the truth. You might also be very, very happy in your life, even if you did do it in a group setting. Anyway, just to continue, she was trying to control her own discomfort and hated feeling rejected, which happens to the most of us. Even when we make other people the villain in the story, we are trying to control our own discomfort and the feeling that someone could reject us because we don't like that. And that's why you need to come to terms with that. So when you say let them, you're practicing emotional detachment. You create a mental gap between your emotions and the situation at hand, allowing yourself to observe what's happening without being consumed by it. With that result, you become calm, you are clear-headed and in control of your actions. And that's what I want to talk about. The minute she said that, yeah, they're allowed to go on a girls' trip without me, you know what? Let them do that. You detach yourself from the emotions of what's happening. You create a mental gap with your emotions and the situation at hand. And when you do that, you're able to focus on the other part, which is let me. To ask yourself, I wonder why I felt that surge of anger. I wonder why I felt that pit in my stomach. I wonder why I felt that thing in my throat. What could that be trying to tell me? If you've read the book, The Mountain Is You by Brianna West teaches us to listen to our bodies because our bodies are constantly sending us signals that we need to listen to. And those signals are telling us something about our emotions that we need to be in touch with. So you see, when you say let them, now I want to pair that with let them. When you say let them, you detach your mental, you create a mental gap between your emotions and what's happening. And now you're able to take what's happening and analyze it in a clear-headed way. Now let me get into it. When Mel said let them go on a girls' trip without me, she was now able to focus on herself, and that is where let me comes in. She was able to ask herself, I wonder why I felt that way. What could that be telling me? For her, in her case, she found out that what she wanted was more intentional friendships, and so she decided that it's not even everyone in the group that she missed. It was a couple of people. And she said, you know what, I'm going to reach out to the couple of people, call them, hang out with them, and continue. And I feel that like we need that in our lives, when you need to say let them, to detach yourself from what's happening, and you need to ask yourself, maybe in the group that I saw, who am I most close with, and who do I want to be more intentional with? And yeah, you pick up your phone, you ring that friend, you tell them, hi, I miss you and I'd like to hang out with you. And yeah, worst case scenario, you reach out a couple of times and they reject you, and you accept it. Remember, you need to be very, very clear-headed, and you need to accept situations for what they are. I've always said that when you put yourself out there, things could either go two ways. You could be received or not received, right? And if you're received, well and good, then go and be more intentional. If you're not, you open yourself up to releasing things that are not for you, and people that are not for you especially. And you open yourself up to God and the universe to send you the people and the things that are meant for you. And so I feel like that is what the whole chapter was about. So I don't know what you could be struggling with friendships, sometimes even relationships, but mostly friendships. I see that we struggle a lot with friendships. Maybe you went through a season with someone and then you guys transitioned, and then there's this gap that created, and you're seeing them having fun with their lives and you're feeling like they rejected you. Maybe that's not necessarily the case. Most of the times it's never that serious. They maybe probably also miss you and they want to hang out with you, but we won't dwell on them and what they're doing. We'll dwell on you and what you can do. What you can do, pick up your phone, call somebody, go hang out with them, and see where that goes. And if it doesn't work out, fine. Open yourself up to reaching and meeting other people. So I feel like that's a little bit about everything that the chapter was all about. And when you're an adult, your life, your happiness, your health, your healing, your social life, your boundaries, everything that's about you and success are all your responsibility. You want successful friendships? Newsflash, it's on you. It's not on anybody else. And I know we like to pin it on everybody else, but imagine it's all about you. You want to have successful relationships? It's on you and what you choose to do with it. Become that version that you want or feel like you need to see in other people. And I promise you that the universe will have a healthy way of sending you people who are exactly like you. And yeah, you'll go through some phases where you feel sad because a relationship that maybe you wanted to work out has ended, or a friendship has ended that you really, really wanted to work out. It's okay. You'll have time to deal with all those emotions, and then you'll come back stronger and healthier for open friendship, for good and intentional friendships again, right? If you've been secretly hoping someone else will come and rescue you, fix your problems, pay your bills, maybe create a social life for you, heal your wounds, change into your dream partner, motivate you to be the best, it's not going to happen. No one is coming. Nobody is coming. I'm just reading the last part for you guys. And anytime you spend blaming other people or waiting for permission or an invitation is wasted. Those days are over, and your let me era is here. So you are capable of creating anything that you want in life and are willing to put in time and energy into working for it. And even friendships need you to create time and energy and need you to be intentional with them. Otherwise, they're not gonna work out, and your friends are not the bad people if you yourself have also not reached out and seen where that goes. So anyway, that's it from me, or rather, because I could go on and on and on and on. But yeah, that's it from me. Let's see each other next week as I review chapter 3 and everything that chapter 3 has taught me. Adios for now. Bye.